Welcome to our US Briefing Show. Today, we're diving into some exciting and serious stories from across the nation and beyond. First up, San Jose is jumping into the future with a bold plan to boost city efficiency using artificial intelligence. Mayor Matt Mahan is leading the charge, spending over $35,000 on ChatGPT licenses and training city workers to report potholes, plan bus routes, and investigate crimes, all with a little help from AI. Early successes are already shining through, but of course, there are hurdles like errors and costs to watch out for. Next, tensions in the Pacific are heating up with some interesting developments. The US and China are inching closer to a trade deal that might look a lot like the Phase 1 agreement from Trump's first term. Meanwhile, China is beefing up its navy with a new amphibious warship, and the US is building naval facilities in the Philippines. On the skies, a flight from Dubai to Hong Kong was diverted to Taiwan due to weather, adding more fuel to the cross-strait fire. All these moves suggest a complex chess game of diplomacy, trade, and military power. And in a sad note, the legendary pop singer Connie Francis has passed away at age 87. Known for hits like "Don't Break the Heart That Loves You," she was a star before the Beatles took over the world, captivating audiences with her voice and charm. Her legacy lives on through her timeless music and films. That's all for today's updates. Please continue to stay tuned for more details. The Associated Press reports on the innovative push by San Jose's Mayor, Matt Mahan, to integrate artificial intelligence into city government operations. With the help of ChatGPT, city officials are drafting speeches, securing grants, and organizing correspondence, demonstrating a proactive approach to AI adoption aimed at increasing efficiency and reducing bureaucratic burdens. Mahan envisions training 1,000 workers, about 15% of the workforce, by next year to utilize AI tools for tasks like pothole reporting and crime solving via surveillance, emphasizing transparency and human oversight to mitigate risks. Early successes include Andrea Arjona Amador's use of ChatGPT to secure a $12 million grant and streamline communication, showcasing how AI can transform public service work, even as some projects face hurdles due to costs and technological limitations. South China Morning Post highlights the evolving landscape of US-China relations and regional geopolitics amid recent developments. The potential US-China trade deal may mirror the Phase 1 agreement from Trump's administration, signaling a cautious yet familiar approach to economic negotiations. Meanwhile, China's strategic maneuvers continue with the deployment of advanced military technology, such as the Type 076 Sichuan amphibious assault ship capable of launching fighters and drones, and the construction of new naval facilities in the Philippines that could bolster Manila's stance in the South China Sea. These moves reflect China's dual focus on economic diplomacy, exemplified by increased trade and investment with Australia despite ongoing disputes, and military modernization, which heightens tensions and influences regional security dynamics. CNN reports on the impending crisis facing public broadcasting in the United States following the Senate's vote to eliminate federal funding for PBS and NPR. This decision, championed by President Trump and aligned with broader conservative critiques of perceived bias and obsolescence, threatens to shutter many small, rural stations that rely heavily on government subsidies. Public media leaders warn that the loss of federal support will diminish access to vital local programming and emergency alerts, especially in underserved communities. While some stations are exploring alternative funding avenues, the long-term sustainability of public broadcasting hangs in the balance, with critics arguing that the move undermines a historically bipartisan effort to promote educational and cultural programming through non-commercial media. The Associated Press reports a surprising resurgence in U.S. retail sales in June, with a 0.6% increase that defied expectations following a decline in May. Despite ongoing concerns about tariffs and economic stability, Americans demonstrated resilience in their spending habits, especially in clothing, accessories, and dining out. Online shopping also saw a modest rise, driven by big sales events like Amazon's Prime Day, where consumers focused on essentials rather than splurging on high-ticket items. This cautious optimism is reflected in the upcoming back-to-school shopping season, projected to grow modestly, with many shoppers eager to beat tariffs by shopping early. Analysts note that while consumer confidence remains intact, inflation, now at its highest since February, is nudging the Federal Reserve to maintain current interest rates, as inflationary pressures continue to influence economic policy and household behavior. The South China Morning Post highlights a paradox in China's AI industry. Despite rapid growth and a surge in intelligent computing centers, only about 30% of the nation's AI computing capacity is actively utilized. This overexpansion has led to a glut of idle infrastructure, with hundreds of projects either operational or under construction, yet many centers remain underused due to uncoordinated investments. As China pivots from training AI models, demanding high computational power, to inference models, the demand for efficient chips like NVIDIA's H20 GPU is rising sharply. However, export restrictions imposed by the US have temporarily halted sales of these advanced chips, complicating China's AI development. Industry experts emphasize the need for diversified computing architectures to optimize resources and fully harness AI's potential, as China's government pushes for standardized interconnection of computing power by 2028 to foster a more accessible and efficient AI ecosystem. The Associated Press also mourns the passing of Connie Francis, a beloved pop icon of the 1950s and 1960s whose chart-topping hits like "Who's Sorry Now" and "Don't Break the Heart That Loves You" made her a household name. Her career was marked by a string of top 20 hits and appearances in popular films such as Where the Boys Are, capturing the hearts of both young audiences and adults alike. Despite her success, Francis's life was marred by personal tragedies, which lent an ironic poignancy to her cheerful public persona. Her death at age 87 marks the end of an era for a singer whose timeless voice and enduring influence continue to resonate with fans of classic American pop music. Nikkei Asia reports that U.S. President Donald Trump is anticipated to visit Pakistan in September, marking a historic moment as the first U.S. president to do so in nearly 2 decades since George W. Bush's 2006 visit. This potential trip signifies a notable warming in U.S.-Pakistan relations, especially after Trump's recent unprecedented meeting with Pakistan's Army Chief, Field Marshal Asim Munir, at the White House. The visit is also expected to include a stop in India, further underscoring the strategic importance of the region amidst the upcoming Quad Summit, which aims to counter China's influence in the Indo-Pacific. Despite the excitement, official confirmation remains elusive, with Pakistan's Foreign Office and U.S. officials remaining tight-lipped, highlighting the delicate nature of diplomatic negotiations in a region fraught with geopolitical complexities. Associated Press highlights Ralph Alvarado, Kentucky's first Hispanic state legislator, as he re-enters the political arena with a bid for Congress, aligning himself with Trump's America First agenda. The son of immigrants from Costa Rica and Argentina, Alvarado has positioned himself as a staunch conservative ready to tackle issues like border security and economic challenges, targeting Kentucky's 6th congressional district currently held by Republican Andy Barr. His campaign unfolds amidst a competitive primary with other Republicans and a growing Democratic field, including former federal prosecutor Zach Dembo, who emphasizes healthcare, jobs, and opposing tariffs. Alvarado's deep ties to Kentucky, despite his recent role in Tennessee's health department, and his history as Kentucky's first Hispanic legislator, add layers to his bid. The district's shifting political landscape, with redistricting favoring Republicans and a mix of urban and rural voters, makes this race a focal point for national Democrats aiming to regain control of the House in 2026. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.